Hey, good morning. How are you all doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you getting along today?
I'm doing really well today.
Great.
I'm still kind of living off the high of this last Sunday. It was a lot of stuff changed this Sunday.
Yes, quick changes too.
I was not expecting that. I mean, those of you watching out here, Philip and I have spent, the last, since I came, Easter Sunday,
Before he came, we started talking about these
about
things.
what are we going to do? What's going to happen when things start loosening up and opening. And we had a 20-step, long-term, 3-month plan that the governor and the CDC and everybody just threw out the window.
Yeah, it went from a
on
three month
Friday.
3 month plan to a 3 day plan that it worked out well. Though I was pleasantly surprised. Not saying anything that I didn't think you folks would do well with the changes made, but it is something when you've been so used to doing it this way, this way, this way, and then all of a sudden it's just turning on a dime.
You just turn it on, yeah, and I appreciate we didn't turn over any cars in the parking lot, or there's no mass chaos or anything. I appreciate all of you being flexible. I mean, that's a huge deal, for us as ministers here at the church, is just knowing that we have the ability to make a rapid change like that to accommodate a different world. I mean,
Sure.
you've used the term, being nimble, and so I appreciate that, and I felt it brought an energy to our services Sunday. I really enjoyed our
It was
service.
a great day. It was a great day. I can't wait till we're completely free and open, and I don't believe we're going to be too long from that. But we got some time to adjust. There's still some folks, and we understand. There's still some folks that are haven't been vaccinated that want to get vaccinated, and they're going to do that. They've shared with me over the last couple of days that we're still going to do that. But there's some people that are still a little nervous about the virus and everything, and we understand that, and we want to be here for you, and we want you to be here with us as a part of our family worshiping together. And so we're going to make things available for folks as long as we need to.
We're pushing the word safe and open.
Safe and open.
Safe and open. So if you want to be cautious, we're okay with that. We understand that. Yeah. I mean, and so let's be safe. There's a lot of you before this happened had to be safe around your grandkids. They'd go off to school. Our kids pick up everything in the entire world, and we had to be safe around grandparents. That happened before this time. Guess what? It'll happen after this time, and so we want you to be safe. But I know there were a lot of you that were just itching to see somebody's face, to be able to. I thought the singing was so much more inspired this week because we could actually sing out. We weren't being muffled and muted, and so I really was. I was really moved during the worship time with that as well.
It was a great day. It was a great day.
Yeah. And then, I just want to give some props. The magic behind the camera. Kim is back there running the camera. And for those of you that weren't a part, and there weren't many, I guess, that weren't a part of the women's meeting on Sunday night, we had like 30 women down there in the fellowship hall meeting. So it was a really blessed time for them as well.
I've heard positive things about that as well.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that all you ladies didn't eat all the cupcakes because my wife brought some home, and I was able to enjoy a few of them. So it was good.
Yeah, it was good. They had a lot of stuff going on, and just real pleased to see what's going on, and that sort of stuff is going to start happening now.
Right.
Over the summer. I know some of you are going to want it to happen, all of it to happen. Like, well, we got the church opened in 2 days. Why can't we get everything? There's a process through stuff, but we're going to have a men's event. We're already working on it. We'll let you know on the date on that once we get it planned for sure. And then we'll be doing some, getting back to our regular routine,
Right.
Opening up Sunday school and getting some of those things back in an order. Youth camp.
And Pastor's right. We just can't flip the switch and go back to doing those things. I wish we could. I wish it was that easy. But we've talked about having some spring cleaning days up here to get some of the stuff that's just been sitting and hanging on the walls for over a year now.
Yeah, this is a 2 spring clean. So we didn't spring clean last spring, and now we're going to spring clean this. So there's just some stuff that needs to be done.
Some business like that needs to be taken care of. We want to clean up the rooms and get them freshened up and spruced up and do some things like that, which is going to take a little time. We should have been working on that earlier. We should have. We realized that. And we thought we had a little bit more time going into this summer. But as you said, the CDC and our governor kind of did an about face on their plans, and in which but once again, I'm proud of the way we pivoted. And you were giving some shout outs to some people. I want to give some shout outs to some folks that have been working hard in our sanctuary since we reopened in our sanctuary back last fall, who come in every Wednesday and every Sunday, and they fog the place and they wipe down all the handrails and the door handles and those high touch places. There's been a group of people, the building and grounds team, that have been coming in and out.
Yeah.
And they're a little worn out from the extra work that they're doing, but there's some unsung heroes who have allowed us to be in our worship space and celebrating Jesus Christ there as a family. And I thank you guys for the work that y'all have done to make our space safe.
Yeah, and honestly, that's something that we are still working on. It's part of that safe and open thing. We are going to keep that process of cleaning things, doing some fogging, and that means when we open up Sunday school rooms and Sunday school spaces, we're going to triple the amount of space that has to be cleaned and sanitized and things like that. And they're aware of that. They're ready for it. But it is those unsung heroes that we don't always see. But if that didn't happen, we couldn't do the stuff we're doing. Yeah. So we really appreciate that. But speaking of Sunday school coming up, so like I said, we're in the process. We're talking. We changed the church's schedule because it was outside and it was too hot, so we moved church earlier, and things are just different, and we're going to be switching some stuff around. So I want you to know we're working on it. We're going to give you, hopefully this Sunday, 2 work days that we're going to have up here at the church that are going to help us get our Sunday school area ready and prepared. So we're working on it. We're getting closer. We're going to ask you and your Sunday school class to partner together to come up and straighten your area. And I'm going to be a bully, and I may push some classrooms around because we're going to make this commitment, this safe commitment, that biggest attendance is going to be in our biggest rooms. We want people to be able to separate. And I know we have some wonderful classes that were in a little bit smaller room than others, and so people were elbow to elbow, which was great 2 years ago, but today maybe a little more space. And so you may find that we're switching that stuff. We're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I just want us to, if there's one person extra that will come to church because they know they'll have 3 foot of distance between themselves and their neighbor, then I want us to do that. And so we're gonna figure that out. We're going to let your Sunday school teachers know. And on those work days, we want you to come up, spruce those rooms up, maybe add some new decor on the walls, get things looking nice. We're going to film it so that we can, not necessarily you if you don't want to be on there, but so that we can put it here on Facebook and show people, come to the new classroom, and we'll show off what you're doing, and it'll be a time for us to celebrate and get back to Sunday school class. And it got me thinking, our Facebook question of the day, is about Sunday school. It's what is your favorite, or do you have a favorite or most memorable Sunday school moment? What do you remember? I mean, I talked to a lady the other day that was remembering back when we used to hand out the perfect attendance pins. Do you remember the perfect attendance pins? It kind of went away
My great-grandfather was buried with a whole sash full of perfect attendance pins. So.
Yeah, those perfect attendance pins. They always tell you they link together, and they're it's like if you had a mouse in your pocket, it could be used as an escape ladder to get out in case your pocket got on fire. And so some of those great Sunday school stories. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but didn't know if you had a great Sunday school story. If you have one, put it in the comments below. Share it and challenge your friends to tell us a great Sunday school story about them.
Well, mine is not super spiritual.
All right.
But as a little boy, my Sunday school teacher was Aunt Dot, and she was the quintessential aunt in every church that you would like to have. She was Aunt Dot, and she was Aunt Dot to everybody. That's what we all called her. I'm drawing a blank even on her last name right now, but Aunt Dot. I remember probably about once a quarter. Now that I think about it, timing, she would always bring in the ingredients to make popcorn balls. And probably couldn't do that now with all the kids with allergies and things like that and that sort of thing. But I remember making popcorn balls with Aunt Dot in Sunday school class. And like I said, it's not a super spiritual thing. It's not anything that did anything like that. But that is one of my favorite memories as a kid. Now, I will tell you another. When I was off in Bible college, my wife and I went to a rather large church, about 3,000 people there. And she was like, I don't want to go to a church that big. We won't know everybody. But honestly, it was one of the best Sunday school times we ever had. Our Sunday school was close. We were close knit. We did things together. When someone was ill or sick in the Sunday school class or had a baby, we all took care of one another in that Sunday school class. So that was one of the most special times with Sunday school, being the family that we ought to be in Sunday school. That was a great time there at that church.
That's great. That's great. I got a couple of memories that I think of when we lived up in Maine. So, my dad was a military guy. We moved around a lot, and we always, first thing whenever we got on a new Air Force base, is we found the closest Baptist church. And sometimes, like when we were in Guam, our church was run by missionaries. At the time, the Home Mission Board,
Right.
ran those, and that was where our church was, run by a home missionary in Guam, and it was outside. I mean, I went to church in tank tops and little bitty 70 shorts and flip flops because that was Guam. That's how you went and saw God there. But up in Maine, when we lived in Maine,
If you're Pastor Barnes' mother and you have a picture of that, please send that to Philip at LouisvilleBaptist.com, and we will share that with everybody.
I'm going to see her this week. I'll look for her.
that is.
We want to see flip flops and T-shirt and 70s shorts. That's what we want to see.
There will be some of those. But went to our church up in Maine, and there was a family. Our pianist was named Siddiqui. They were a Middle Eastern family that had converted to Christianity, and their youngest son was my age, JJ Siddiqui, and I. And we were in the same Sunday school class, and he was super brainiac guy. I was super brainiac guy. And we would come in every Sunday school time and have like a Bible trivia contest. They, back when Trivial Pursuit was real big, and then they came out with Bible trivia, and we'd whip that thing out. And that was like, we had like a competition, which one of us could win that day. And that was our healthy, that's the kind of nerd that I was when I was growing up. All right. That was our healthy kind of competition, working on that. And so that was always a big memory for me. That church had like those movable accordion partitions. And so the whole Sunday school class, like the whole Sunday school room, was just accordion position. And then you zoomed them all out and it made one fellowship hall. So everything was like, the walls were this thin and you could hear everybody teaching in every class, wherever it was. But I love those days. I love that church. It was a neat place. And kind of another one, and I have no details on this. When you go to heaven, you're like, God, can I rewind things just a little bit? So when my dad retired from the Air Force, we moved to Tyler, Texas. Went to First Baptist Tyler, which was a big church, but that's where my grandparents had gone. My grandfather was a Baptist minister, but he had become a chaplain the later half of his ministry, and so he was the chaplain of the two big hospitals there in Tyler, and so he was so First Baptist was the church that they were a part of, and had been a part of it for a long, long time. He had passed away while we lived in Maine, and so when we retired, we moved there to go see my grandmother and started going to First Baptist Church. Well, unbeknownst to me, there was another family there. My wife's grandparents were also members of First Baptist Tyler, and we were faithful people. We didn't miss a Sunday morning, a Sunday night. I'd have had a bunch of pins if they were still giving those away. We went every single time, and her family were extremely faithful, and she would come and visit her grandparents at Christmas time and other holidays and birthdays and anniversaries and all those things. And if it was over a Sunday, they would come to church. I can almost guarantee you that in 8th grade, in that Sunday school class, my wife had come in as some visitor that was just, I'm visiting from Greenville, Texas, and up here to see my grandparents. And I was in that Sunday school class. We have no memories of it, clearly, but there's no way that the two of us at some point in time when we were in middle school didn't end up in a Sunday school class at the same time together when we were in 8th grade and didn't meet each other again until we were in college.
That's kind of a neat deal.
So I hope that one of these days God will be able to give us a photo and say, here it is. You were a dork, because I had an afro. They called me the hair brother.
Again, if you have pictures of this, please send them to me.
Kim has pictures of that, and one of them is in a yearbook somewhere. But it was not a cool afro, all right? This was not like I was like suave and sophisticated. I tried to part my hair. It was other stuff. But so I'm sure she looked at me as like, that is the worst kid ever. Not knowing One day she would marry me.
Maybe she was sitting behind you in that Sunday school class trying to see you around, and she was back and forth.
There's a good chance. I can guarantee you she was not thinking, that's the man right there I'm going to marry. But so those are some good Sunday school stories. I'd love to hear yours, especially about Sunday school here at Louisville Baptist. You know, we come around, we're on the second floor of the church. Somebody asked me just yesterday, it's like, Pastor, where are you filming all those things? Because I don't recognize that. We're on the second floor. We're right next to the prayer room, and then right next to us on the other side is a Sunday school classroom, and they have
Sally
names.
Lillington class.
The
is next
Lillington
door.
class is right next to us, and you know, there's a name to it, and there's a person there, and there's a reason that people celebrate. You know, some of our former members that were Sunday school teachers themselves and a part of that. And so I'd love to hear your memories about how your Sunday school class got its name and why that person meant so much to Louisville.
Yeah,
Baptist
share
Church.
a favorite Sunday school teacher or something that really spoke to you during a Sunday school time. Or maybe there was a project that your Sunday school class worked on, a mission project or something you did, a serve project. Maybe share that really spoke to you, moved you, and was fun. So.
Yeah, like when your Sunday school class got together and got the pastor that massage chair or the hot tub that's going to be in the break room, or that didn't happen. I
don't think it did. So, yeah.
No, but we'd love to hear your stories. It would be great. It would be great. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on. I like I said, I'm still loving what was going on Sunday, and just keep abreast of what's going on. We're going to have the same procedures this Sunday as we had last Sunday.
Right.
So you come in left door when you're walking in. Left door will be mask optional. Right door is going to be mask on. If you're on that right aisle at all, if you're sitting on that right aisle, we want you wearing a mask so that people can feel comfortable over there. The balcony was you know, kind of 50-50 of what was going on, but the balcony will probably be more open than others. Some of you may not know, but a lot of our when families with kids come, they'll sit in the balcony because it gives their kids a little bit of space to run around without bothering other people. And those kids tend to not be wearing masks a lot of times. So we want you to have a safe space, a place you can come. Right. And we just ask that you respect, especially the mask side. We want you to respect what's going on over there because you don't know the situation of what somebody health-wise might be going through on that side. So pray for everybody, and let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it going, and let's fill it up. All right,
let's do it.
I suspect that middle section here in a couple of weeks is going to keep filling up as well, and we'll end up removing the ropes in the middle section eventually. But right now we're going to do every others in the middle section. But you can still sit with. We removed the black stuff so you can sit with extra people in the middle. The black stuff we left on the far side so that you can stay safe. So let's keep that up. But we got a lot of events that are coming up. Youth camp registration is going on.
It's going on. Youth camp is scheduled for June 29th through July 2nd. That's Crossroads Camp up in Virginia. And keep a look on the Facebook page here. There will be some more information coming out about that. Tate, pastor and pastor's wife's son, middle son, is a camp counselor and I think leading in worship up there this summer. And so we're going to put something out here in a little bit with that. And so look for information regarding that. If you know of a 6th through 12th grader that would like to go to camp, just let us know here at the church, and we can get you the information and get you ready to go. We're looking forward to going to camp. So yeah, that's going on. Also, this Sunday evening, we're kind of shifting how we do things on Sunday night as we are opening back up the facility, and so I will have our group of kids and student ministry leaders and volunteers together, and we're reading a book called It's Personal. And if you have any young people in your life, I think it's a really great book for you to read because it just talks about how it's personal. And really, it's a story from Scripture because how God was so personal with us. You know, he in all of creation, He just said, "Let there be, let there be, let there be." But when it got down to us, He formed us. He got personal with us. He formed us, and then when He breathed life into us, He got down real personal and breathed life into us. So it's personal, and we want to be personal with the young people in our lives that come to our church and in our community. We want to be personal with them, and there's a lot to that. And so this Sunday, if you're interested in kids ministry or student ministry, if you're just curious about kids ministry or student ministry and want to know more about it, 5 o'clock in the fellowship hall, we'll be gathering. And you don't need to read the book to come because you can get a copy then and catch up with us, or you can just listen in if you don't read it. So we got that coming up. and some other things coming along as well. Don't forget this Wednesday night Bible study.
Wednesday night Bible study, we're working on all. So it took us 2 weeks to get through Love God with All Your Heart. This week we're going to start Love God with All of Your Soul, and so this is a real real personal time where we're looking at how do we love God with our in our faith and our trust and obedience. And so we're going to be looking at that this week, probably the next 2 weeks. So really encourage you to come. We have handouts that are coming. If you didn't get one of those handouts, I'm putting hole punches in them, and so you might want to go get yourself a little 3-ring binder or one of those little Brad binders or whatever, and you can store these up. Eventually, once we get through all 5, we're gonna give you some other materials that will help you work through some of those things, and pushing us to the idea of doing some mentorship and leading. In fact, we had a discussion just this week with one of our committees that's helping us get moving on with who's working next. And one of the discussions we had was, in the past, a lot of what we did is we picked a committee and said, you go do the work, and trying to encourage us, hey, let's pick a committee for you to organize the work getting done. And so instead of just, 2 or 3 people that feel like, well, we've got to do all the work, if we can get those 2 or 3 people to say, well, let's get it done by recruiting 2 or 3 more to work with us, well, now we've got 6 people that are trained and qualified and understand that part of the church's ministry, that bringing people alongside in the work we're doing is a powerful tool for us reaching that next generation.
For sure. Yeah.
So I want to encourage you to come to that.
Yeah, we got that going on. This past Sunday night, we had a women's event, and that was well attended and well received. So on June 27th, at 5 o'clock in the Fellowship Hall, the Abundant Life Women's Ministry will gather again for their, I think they're going to have an Aloha themed time. So,
I want to encourage you. Some dates have been moved around. So day in and day out, month in and month out, the women's thing is going to be the 3rd Sunday of every month. But like with all things, like, our church conference last time fell on Easter. Right. Our church conference this time is going to fall on the 4th of July. And so you just hit some of those days and we switch them around. We just bump them a day here or a day there. That just happens. It just so happens the 3rd Sunday of this month is Father's Day. And we know a lot of you moms are going to be, allowing us men to sit around and in our tank tops and 70 shorts and have a good time, and so we want that Women's Day to be a special day, and so we're moving it back. Originally I'd said we're moving it forward a week, but we're not. We're going to move it back a week. We're going to move it to the 4th Sunday. So it's going to be on Kim's giving me faces over there. So it's going to be on June 27th. We'll have it printed up. We'll write it up. We're going to start working on trying to have a regular announcement bulletin that you can start getting here in the next couple weeks, and hopefully that calendar will be filled up now. Instead of you getting the blank calendars, like here's the calendar for April, Easter, and that was it. We're really getting excited that there's actually going to be things on the calendar coming up here real soon. So we're going to work on that. And so do work on that. And just one thing from my side of this filming stuff we're doing, we get somebody every week saying, oh, I wish I could see that thing that the pastors are doing. I don't get to see it because I don't have Facebook. I understand. My mom doesn't have Facebook, and so she can't watch these things that we're doing. So we take this video, and as soon as this is over, I will post it on YouTube. The church has a YouTube page. And I've told you before, if you go to YouTube, you can type in Louisville, no spaces, Louisville Baptist altogether. And when you click enter, your computer is smarter than you and me, and it's going to say you wanted a space, and it's going to put a space in it and send you to a church in Canada. Right. But there'll be a little place that says, did you mean no space? And you click that and you'll see the churches. The easier way to do it is if you watch this on Facebook, like you're watching right now, I'll post it on Facebook, the link to it, and you can just highlight it, copy it, and then just text it to your friend or email it to your friend. And then when they click on it, if you're one of those people watching it now on YouTube, when you click on it, it will take you to the Louisville Baptist page, and there's a subscribe button. Click that subscribe. Then every time you go to YouTube, you can just go to subscriptions, and the Louisville thing will show up. It's the first thing on my page now because I use it so often. So when I click on it, it's right there. And I can get it. But but Facebook, about 70% of people in the country use Facebook, but 90% of people have access to YouTube.
Right.
It's on your TV, it's on your smartphones, all right? Any of those things, if you have any of those things, it's on there, whether you know it or not, whereas Facebook maybe not. So if you've got a friend that has a phone that you call them on, or has one of those, what we call smart TVs, a flat screen TV, we can help them get YouTube. And if I need to come by, Philip or I will come by and we'll help show them, hey, here's where the channel is. And hopefully we're not quite at the point where we can put the sermons on yet. That's on a different computer in a different place, but we're going to get there, and we'll put the sermons on there as well so you can see those.
And there'll be some coming up. There'll be some kids and student ministry content on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, training
and
stuff.
Training stuff and other things like that. So it'll be great a great tool for us to use.
Yeah. So, all right, I can't think of anything else right now. I don't know what else is. It's busy.
Yeah, it's good.
If you don't see my wife and family this weekend, we're not having problems. Things are great. Kim's parents are having their 50th anniversary this weekend, and so she is going to go celebrate that with them. And you can't celebrate your grandparents' 50th anniversary without the grandkids all coming.
No.
They're all heading that direction. I'm gonna handle it here, all right? But I'll be a bachelor this weekend, so any of y'all that want to come get in trouble with me, now's the time to do it. But I'd love to see you guys, love to meet you. But just pray for them as they travel. Kim and Tate are traveling today. Cambry has school, and so she'll travel at the end of the week.
So just a little insight, if you want to give me into your personal life. So when kids and the family and all are away, how piled up does the sink get with dishes? And then, like the 30 minutes before they're supposed to be home, you're mad rushing, scrubbing things. And
I got a basement. I can just chunk stuff down the stairs. I mean, it's good. It's good. I don't use as many dishes when nobody's there. I tend to use disposable things and stuff that I can throw away, and so that happens a lot of times. It's my schedule that gets messed up when they're not here. I'll wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and just be like, well, okay, I'll be up, or I'll go to bed at 8 because I'm like, well, there's nothing else to do or something. So my schedule gets messed up, and I've been given a list because we have plants that we're trying to keep alive, and there is a post office somewhere that has a profile picture of me in a plant post office that says this man kills plants, and I have been told they have to stay alive. So I'm going to take a picture of the plants today, and if I run by your house and say I need a pepper plant that looks exactly like this on Wednesday, you'll know why. All right, we're doing the goldfish thing with the kids. You'll know why. But that's my biggest challenge is keeping the plants alive, keeping the dogs alive, and we'll see where it goes.
we'll do it. And one child.
She'll be back and forth. I only have her half the time. She can survive long enough to when I send her
She can
out.
make it, right?
Yeah, she can
She's resourceful enough to do it.
She'll be taken care of.
I think that'll be how. Yeah, Cambry will be taking care of you and looking after you. And when she leaves, then it all falls apart.
Then it's bad. But speaking of Cambry, I mean, and she's a junior, but we also have Senior Sunday coming up too.
Yes.
I mean, pray for all of our kids. I mean, they're starting exams here pretty soon, so they're going to be testing. They're going to be doing all that stuff, getting ready, and I'm so grateful that this order has passed, and so I'm hoping and praying that it's going to open up more for our kids to do graduation ceremonies. They've had the worst year ever. All right, Tate was at that year where he got most of the school year, but then had the worst graduation season because he couldn't do it. I think this at least is the cherry on the top for these kids. Maybe they've had this awful lockdown, but hopefully they can do just the biggest blowout possible for graduation. So pray for those kids, lift those kids up. Just think about all the things they didn't get to do, their proms, their ball seasons, their homecomings, all that stuff that everybody else got to do, and they didn't get to do those things. So let's pray that this graduation season they really get to have a good time with that. So
pray they finish strong and do well in all these end of grade testing, which are kicking up right now, and as they do that. So just pray.
We're leaving notes for our seniors, especially the kids that are here, and just want to encourage you, if you've got some stationery and stuff, bring it that Sunday, the last Sunday of the month, so that you can write some notes and encourage people. Pass on your words of wisdom.
Yeah, we'll have a basket there that you can drop cards or note or letter or something in for our graduates. So just
Small gift card if you wanted to. You know, hey,
Yeah.
go grab yourself a snack. At
or that
Bojangles.
international gift card known as cash.
Cash.
Yes, that international gift
Huh.
card that works great
What's
everywhere.
this cash thing you're talking about? I'm curious. Tell me more.
Well, the kids talk about the Benjamins. That's what they talk about. So, and the Benjamins is the big note.
I talk about the Washingtons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just bring a card for our graduates and just drop it in the basket with their name on it as you enter, and that'll be given to them as they leave that day for them to go through and read your well wishes and thoughts and that sort of thing. So it's an exciting time for our graduates as they are moving on to another aspect of their life, and for the parents as well who are moving on to another aspect of their life. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching. Like and share this. Let people know what's going on. Leave us a comment, all right? I expect to hear some stories about some Sunday school classes, because if you don't tell me why it's named after that person that you're celebrating up there, I'm going to name it after somebody that I like, and then you're really gonna have to figure something out, all right? So let's share and like and let us know what's going on.
Let's do it. Y'all take care. It's
All
good
right,
to see
God bless
you.
you all. Bye.
Bye.